Okay, all right, thank you. All right, welcome. We'll call the Board of Selectmen's meeting for July 29, 2025 to order. This is a special meeting. Item 1, to consider and if appropriate, approve a 2-year lease agreement between the Town of Branford and 3036 East Industrial LLC to lease 3036 East Industrial Road, Building 30, to house the Department of Public Works. A draft lease agreement has been circulated. This was reviewed by the Board of Finance last night, received a unanimous favorable review. I did hear back from, it was also forwarded to a town attorney for review. The town attorney took no issue with as to form. I have also sent it to our Human Resources Risk Management Office to just ensure that we comply with the required insurance requirements, that we have proper coverage. This is to serve as a temporary location for the Department of Public Works. As the board knows, for a number of years, we've been in a leased facility out on Route 139. We were notified that the current owner was not interested in extending the lease to accommodate the current tenant that has the majority of the building and their needs to expand. We evaluated a number of buildings, both in terms of, once again, evaluating a look at a permanent location, but we knew we would also need something for a temporary location that would serve us during this period of transition. We evaluated a number of buildings that were available in town. After review, we feel that 30 East Industrial best met the needs of the department for this period of time. It is a 2-year lease. There is option language to extend if we needed to. However, we feel that that 2-year range is probably adequate time for the town to formulate a more permanent plan for a permanent location. Obviously, not every site that we looked at would not best accommodate the full the department as we feel as far as a permanent home, because then we wouldn't be considering them as temporary. So we had to prioritize what our needs were. And as I mentioned, the Board of Finance last night, and I'll share it again with this board and to the members of the public, the priorities were really the top two. First and foremost, have an adequate location for the mechanics to work out of. They maintain the town fleet, not only their own equipment and vehicles, but the town fleet, including the police department fleet. So that's a critical component. Secondly, is to have a place that we can get the majority of our trucks and equipment under cover. So during times of, in particular for inclement weather, making, they're ready to go. We feel strongly that we accomplish that with this location, and bring this for the board for their consideration and approval. I don't know if there's any specific questions regarding it, but
How much?
it is $850 a square foot. It's a 24,000 square foot building. So we do have adequate funds in our current lease fund. I did review that with the finance director, and I think so for this year we'll have enough funds in the fund to cover that.
To cover it, okay.
Even though it's more than what we've been paying, for the last 15 years or close to it, we were in this lease facility, and that lease facility, we did have a very favorable lease in terms of the expenses. So that fund does have some reserves in it, plus what we contributed this year will cover it. However, talking to the finance director, he's looking even into the future, kind of how we adjust for next year beyond. And that'll probably be taken up at the Board of Finance in the coming months, maybe not this coming month, but in the coming months. They calculate some of the expenses a little bit differently. Currently, the utilities are under our, what we refer to as CAM charges. The current lease does not include utilities because it's metered separately. So we will pay for those utilities out of the general fund budget, primarily through the utility account that's under the DPW. And the CAM charges, we will most likely pay through the lease fund, which once again, the finance director did the calculations and feels that there's adequate funding in that fund to cover those charges.
Motion to approve?
I'll second. I just have I guess they're just technical things. As this is a draft and we vote on it, if the town attorney should suggest some changes or so forth, how's that done and does it have to come back before us?
Well, and again, if there's an amendment to the motion, I know in the past we have approved agreements while still in draft form, pending final review of the town attorney. And if it's, where we then kind of rely on it. If it's something that's, maybe just a change, incidental,
Right,
not
yeah.
material, and you're really changing the terms or the expense, that it doesn't require to come back to us. So,
Okay.
if, maybe amend the motion to say, a motion to approve pending final review of town attorney.
That's fine. All right.
Good.
And the only other thing I have, because I don't know one way or the other, we're the final decision on this, or does this have to go to the RTM?
No, we're the final decision.
So that's why I asked about the draft.
Yes, yeah.
That's it.
All right. The RTM would take under consideration if we were leasing town property. That's when that ordinance kicks in. But when the town is leasing property, it doesn't require RTM. Board of Selectmen have the purview of that. All right. Any other comments? It's been moved, seconded. Oh,
Yeah.
did you have anything else?
No, I had already seconded it.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you seconded the amended motion.
Yeah, he said, he did say it, yeah.
Thank you.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, item carries. Item 2, to consider an appropriate approve a request from Scott Smith, IT Director, to waive the bid for the purchase of network switches and award the contract to FS in the amount of $31,508. Scott, you want to come up and just give an overview of this? I know you submitted a letter, but just for the public.
Good afternoon. I'm here to ask for the bid waiver to buy some network switches to replace some of our aging equipment. So we've looked at several different manufacturers. This was the most economical choice, and we've already have some of the switches from this company, so they've proved to be reliable. So we were looking at anywhere from $40,000 to $50,000 for equivalent from other places. So that's why I'm requesting the bid waiver.
And you, so you did source a number of prices, I guess, through
Yes.
other vendors?
Yes.
And this one you just feel because of the, all right.
Yeah, and they sell direct, this company, so they don't
Okay.
sell through resellers.
All
So
right.
even if we bid, they'd be the only bidder.
Yep. And this is budgeted, a budgeted item? Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
This was
Motion to
budgeted
approve.
last year.
I motion to approve.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention? Thanks, Scott. Item 3, to consider and if appropriate, approve a request from Brian Devlin, Superintendent, WPCF, to waive the bid for a 3-year contract for the disposal of sludge and award the contract to Synagro pricing as follows: $493.99 per dry load liquid sludge disposal, 2% to 7% solids, $402.08 per load as a transportation charge, $251.31 per load, a minimum disposal charge per load, transportation charge as applicable, $402.08 per load, for a no load charge, there's no load charge, and $90.42 per half hour of demurrage. This estimated annual cost of the contract is approximately $797,938.82. This was also presented to the Board of Finance last night
Yes,
and received favorable.
the contract that we have with them, we run about a 6.5%, 7% solid with the sludge. So we've been averaging 3 trucks a day, tanker trucks, where if we went less than that, it'd be 4. So we're saving there, and they're out of New Haven, they're the local one, and the other competitor is out of Naugatuck, but the fees for the travel with the tanker trucks was like 20% more cost. And then the next component is out of state New Jersey. So that was like through the roof, that price. So we've been using Cinegrove for about 25 years now. They've been very reliable, and then if they get in trouble with their facility, they'll take it over to Naugatuck or Mattabassett. That's where the extra cost is on travel, because sometimes their equipment goes down to New Haven, because there's only a few of these facilities around. They don't have many of them. So this was the increase for the 3 years, and I put in my budget this year for that increase, the cost for that, and that's where I'm at with them.
I recall in the past, that when the board was entertaining awarding a contract, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that one of the points to go with Cinegrove too was just what you said about they have access to other facilities.
Yes.
Where in situations where you go with another vendor who
Vendor,
could
yeah.
do the transportation disposal, but if they're cut off, they don't necessarily are guaranteed access to a facility.
And I believe Naugatuck, they might own that, but
Right,
the other
so they
place
have-
lease it, so they have control of the market.
So they're not only transporting, but they have access
Yeah.
to a facility
Yeah.
where we could get a bid from somebody just going to do the transport, but
Yeah.
we're not guaranteed access.
We're not guaranteed access.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, move seconded. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Item 4, premiums, to consider and for appropriate approve a request from Trinity Episcopal Church for the use of the town green on September 19th and 20th, 2025 to hold the annual church fair from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Move second, and all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, item carries. Item 5, to consider and if appropriate, approve a request from Canoe Brook Center to approve an exemption as permitted by Section 115-4 of the Code of the Town of Branford and allow the serving of beer and wine during the following events: Pizza and Music Night, August 27, 2025, Spooktacular Dinner Celebration, October 29, 2025, Hanukkah Dinner Celebration, December 4th, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Been moved, second, and all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item 6, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And it passes. Thank you.
This program was brought to you in part through the support of the Town of Branford. Watch town meetings and other videos on demand at BranfordTV.org.